During the worship, maybe it's for somebody online or somebody here, I don't know, but I'm getting the picture of that message again of somebody with the neck issue. It's mainly the spinal cord.
नमस्काराच्या वेळी आम्ही उत्तर दिलेले आणि आता लेगीत माझ्या दोळ्यामुखार ते चित्र येता. कोणाक पण विषय आसा न्हू स्पायनल कॉर्डाचो, मानेच्या कोण्याचो.
Maybe it's your spondylitis or whatever, I don't know. What's happening? आता असं झालं चोय असली आता चोय gone. Yeah, come on, give Jesus the praise. Yeah. There were other messages, but I can't remember them so much. But this word kept coming again and again to me. Okay, let's open up our Bibles to Genesis chapter 22.
आम्ही आमची बायबल उक्ती करूया उत्पत्तीच्या 22व्या विसवरांनी.
You know, a few Sundays back, my wife Shweta spoke about Genesis 22.
थोड्या आयतारा आधी माझी बायलेन श्वेतान उलयलेले उत्पत्ती 22व्या विसवराविषयी.
And it was, I'm sure many of you were blessed.
आणि हांव खात्रीन जाण जायती जाणां आमी आशिर्वादीत जालेली म्हणून.
Well, today's topic is the untold story of Genesis 22.
तर आयची जी टायटल जो जावन आसा की सांगोंक नासलेली खबर नासलेली काणी उत्पत्तीच्या 22व्या
You
विसवरांतली.
see, everyone speaks about Abraham.
किड्स
Oh, yes. Kids, Bible study for the children from the age of 3 to 12. Please go outside. So when we read the book of Genesis, we speak so much about Abraham.
तर जेन्ना आमी उत्पत्तीच्या पुस्तकाविशीं पळयता 22व्या विसवरांत आमी जायते एब्राहिमा विशीं
Even
उलयता.
I have spoken so much about Abraham.
हांवें पासून जायते फावटी एब्राहिमा विशीं उलयलेलें आसा.
In fact, in one of the, in Genesis chapter 22, verse 5, if you read, we will see there, it says, Then Abraham said to his young men, Stay here with the donkey, and I and the boy will go over there and worship. And then he says an amazing statement, and come again to you.
तो हांगासर पळोवंक गेल्यार एब्राहिम असो म्हणटा तेजे चाकरांक असो म्हणटा तो की तुमी हांगाच राहा गाडवा सांगाता हांव आनी भुरगो वयता वयर असो नमस्कार करता आनी तुमचे सरशी परते येता आमी.
See faith there?
पळय भावार्थ पळय
He's telling
हांगासर.
he already knows God has told him to sacrifice his son.
तो जाण आसलो की देवान ताका सांगला म्हण बलिदान दे म्हण पुताचो.
And he's going to sacrifice his son.
आनी तो आतां बलिदान दिवंक वयता
But
पुताचो.
yet, through his mouth, he's saying, I'm coming back again. Not I, but coming back again. That means we are coming back again.
पूण थोडी तो भावार्थान अशें उतर म्हणटा की आमी परत येतले म्हण तुमचे
He
सरशी.
says, I and the boy will go
तो म्हणटा हांव आनी भुरगो वयता
and come back.
आनी परतो येता.
Isn't that faith?
अहो भावार्थ न्हू काय?
Isn't that how you should be living?
अशें आमी जियोपाचें न्हू काय?
Shouldn't you also, no matter what your circumstances are, should you too not have that trust that God will always turn it for my good?
आमकां लेगीत तो भावार्थ आसूंक फावना काय की आमची परिस्थिती कितें आसूं देव सगळें तें आमच्या बऱ्या पासतूच बदलतलो म्हणून.
He could have said, I and the boy will go over there
तेणे अशें म्हणूंक जातालें हांव आनी भुरगो वयता
And
थंयसर
worship.
आनी नमस्कार करता
and I will come again to you.
आनी हांव परत येतलो तुमच्या
There's a
सरशी.
difference, right?
अंतर आसा न्हू.
But he had that trust in his God
पूण तेका तो विश्वास आसलो
that
देवाचेर
no matter what will happen,
की तें जाता जावं नी
God will do it for our good.
देव आमच्या बऱ्या पासतूच
So we
करतलो
know
तें.
that Abraham was an amazing man of faith.
तर आमी जाणा इब्राहिम अजापाचो भावार्थाचो
He
मनीस
had
आसलो.
his own struggles, but he believed God.
तो झुजलो तेजे आपली झूज आसले पूण तरी लेगीत तो देवाचेर पातयतालो.
Abraham was also a man of obedience.
तो उतर पाडपी मनीस आसलो
God
इब्राहिम.
told him, leave your house.
देवान ताका सांगलें घर सोडून वच.
He left his house.
तो घर सोडून भायर
How many
सरलो.
of us would obey God?
कितली जाणां आमी देवाचे उतर ही पाडटली आसली
If God
काय?
tells you to do something right now, would you immediately say yes?
देव तुका सांगता आत्ताच ह्याच वेळार कितें कर म्हणून तूं हय म्हणटलो काय ताका?
God told him, sacrifice your only son, the one one you love.
देवान तेका सांगलें तुज्या एकल्याच पुताचें बलिदान दी जेचो तूं मोग
And the
करता.
scripture says he got up early in the
आनी
morning.
देवाचें उतर म्हणटा सकाळीं फुडें उठलो
That means he
फातोडेर.
was so excited to do what God told him to do.
म्हणले तो सारको उर्बेन असो करपाक जे देवान तेका सांगलें
You know,
करपाक.
children when they go for picnic, right?
भुरगीं जेन्ना पिकनिकेक वयता जाणा
Yeah, the previous night,
आदले राती
they are so excited,
इतकी
right?
सारकी उर्बेन
To go
आसता
to school the next day, normally they'll never get up on time.
स्कुलान वयपाक सदांचे भशेन केन्नाच
But
उठची ना
because it is
टायमार.
picnic, they will get up at 4 or 5 in the
पूण
morning.
पिकनीक म्हणून 4 5 पासून उठतो
Because
सकाळचे.
they are excited, they are going for an outing.
कित्याक ते सामकी उर्बेन आसता भायर
The
वयता
same
म्हणून
way it
पिकनिकेक.
says Abraham rose early in the morning. That means he was excited to do what God told him to do.
त्याच भशेन अशें म्हटलेलें आसा की इब्राहिम फातोडेर उठलो म्हणून तो उर्बेन आसलो जे कितें देवान तेका
Would
सांगलें
you be
करपाक.
excited to do what God asks of you?
आमी उर्बेन आसलो काय करपाक जे कितें देवान आमकां सांगलां
If
करपाक.
God tells you to give, would you be excited about giving?
देव तर सांगत तुका दी म्हणून तू उर्बेन दितलो काय जे दिता
If
तें.
God tells you bless your house for somebody else, would you be excited about it?
देव तर तुका सांगता तुझे घर आनीक कोणा पासून ती बेसाव कशें म्हणून
Don't
तू
just give
करतलो
them to
काय.
stay. Make the name of the house on their name.
फक्त तिका रावपाकूच दिना म्हणून ते घराचें नांव तेंचे नांवार कर.
Would you be
घर
excited?
तू उर्बेन करतलो काय ते.
I don't know.
हांव नखो.
If God tells you go and buy, you know, which is the next new trending car in 30 lakhs, whichever the car is, God tells you go and buy, not on your name, go and buy it for somebody else, put their name, make the payment, full payment, take the loan, everything, but see that it is all done for them.
आणि देव तर तुका सांगता की 30 लाखा वयरची कोण गाडी हा लेटेस्ट गाडी हा सारकी तू घे ती लोनार पासून घे पूण ती दुसऱ्या त्या कोणाक सांगता त्याच्या नावार कर म्हण तू
I don't
करतो
know
काय
how many
उर्बेन.
of us would be excited.
हांव नको किती जाणां उर्बेन करतली काय
We
म्हणून.
would be so heavy hearted,
आमी
right?
सारकी काय आमचे सारके जोड जातले न्हू.
Is it really you, God
अरे
speaking?
देव तूच सांगता काय म्हाका.
Maybe I'm hearing my own conscience.
जायत करून म्हाका माझ्याच
I
कुसेसाचो
need
आवाज
to
आयकता.
ask for confirmation. Brother, God, tell brother also to tell me now.
द्या म्हाका कन्फर्मेशन जाय तू ब्रदराक लेगीत सांग उलय म्हणून म्हाजे
But
कडेन.
here Abraham is so excited.
पूण हांगासर इब्राहिम सामको उर्बेन आसा.
So he's a man of faith.
तो भावार्थाचो
He's a
मनीस,
man of obedience.
उतर पाडपी
He's
मनीस,
a man who's a giver.
दिवपी मनीस तो.
When he went to war, he met Melchizedek and he gave to Melchizedek.
जेन्ना तो झुजाक गेलो आनी तेणी बरी संपत्ती मेळली तेका तेन्ना तेणी मेल्चीजेदेकाक दिले.
But there is also another character in Genesis 22.
पूण आनी एक चरित्र आसा उत्पत्ती 22व्या
And his
विस्वरान
name is Isaac.
आनी तेचें नांव जावन आसा आयझॅक.
And do you know Isaac was not a baby, nor a kid at that time.
आनी तुमी जाणा आयझॅक ल्हान भुरगो नासलो, जल्मलोच नासलो ना, भुरगोय
Why do I
नासलो.
say that?
कित्याक हांव अशें म्हणटा?
Because if you read Genesis 22, you will see Abraham later on takes the wood that he had to use for the sacrifice and makes Isaac carry it.
कित्याक आमी पळोवंक गेले उत्पत्तीच्या पुस्तकान ह्या विस्वरान पळोवंक गेले जे लाकूड बलिदान दिवपाक वतालो इब्राहिम ते तेणेन आयझॅकाक उबारूंक
That
लायलेलें.
means Isaac was strong enough and big enough to carry that wood.
म्हटल्यार आयझॅक तिका बळिश्ट आसलो ना आनी बरो वाडलोय तो
Now
लाकूड
it was not
उबारपाक.
just few twigs,
आनी आतां बेश्ट ल्हान बोडयो न्हू
not
ते
just 2-3.
2-3 न्हू.
Isaac was supposed to be burned there.
आयझॅकाचो बलिदान यज्ञ जावपाचो आसलो
That means
थंय.
it was quite a lot of wood.
म्हटल्यार जायतो जोळो आसतलो थंय.
And for Isaac to carry that, he had not, I'm sure he was not just some teenager. He must have been some hefty young man.
आनी आयझॅक ते उबारपाक तो बरो तो ल्हान नासलो आसतलो बरो
He
आसलो
must have
तरणाटो.
been, there's no proper date, but must have been between 17 to maybe 30, in between that somewhere.
सुमार 13 ते 17 वर्साचो हा मदेगात आसतलो तो.
17 to 30.
17 ते 30 वर्साचो हेच्या मदेगात
Somewhere in
आसतलो.
between that.
ह्या मदेगाची पिराय आसतली तेची.
So he's such an amazing, strong man is now going to be sacrificed.
तर आता इतको बळिश्ट भुरगो तेजो बलिदान जावपाचो आसा ह्या तरणाट्याचो.
Should Isaac have gone along with Abraham?
आयझॅक असोंक फाव आसलेलो काय इब्राहिमा सांगता
Dada, that is your faith,
दाडो तुजो भावार्थ
not mine.
माझो न्हू.
God told you to sacrifice, you go.
देवान तुका सांगलें बलिदान दे म्हणून तूं वच.
But Isaac did some things that you and I need to learn from.
पूण आयझॅकान कितें पूण केलें जे तुवें आनी हांवें शिकोवंक जाय.
Let's open Genesis chapter 22. Let's read from verse 1 onwards.
एक घडणे उपरांत देवान अब्रामाची परिक्षा करूंक म्हणलें. अब्राहम अब्राहम ताणें जाप दिली, हो पळय हांगा आसा. देवान म्हणलें, तुज्या एकल्याच अपुरबायेच्या पुताक इजाकाक घे आनी मोराया गांवांत वच. थंय हांव तुका दाखयतलो त्या दोंगरार तूं म्हाका ताजो योद्न भेटयतलोय. दुसऱ्या दिसा भोव सकाळीं उठून अब्रामान आपले गाडू तयार केलें आनी आपणा बरोबर दोगां सेवकांक आनी आपल्या पुताक इजाकाक घेतलो. ताणें येवन भेटोवंक जोळो फोडलो आनी देवान दाखयलेले सुवातेर वचून तो वाटेक लागलो. तिसऱ्या दिसा अब्रामान दोळे उबारले आनी पयस थावन ती सुवात देखली. तेन्ना अब्रामान आपल्या सेवकाक म्हणलें, गाडवाक घेवन तुमी हांगाच रावात. हांव आनी म्हजो पूत मातशे मुखार वेता आनी थंय देवाक बोजून तुमचेशी परतता. उपरांत येवन भेटोवन जोळो जाय आसलो तो घेवन अब्रामान इजाकाचेर दिलो. मागीर आपल्या हातांनी उजो आनी सुरी घेतली आनी दोगूय बरोबर वाटेक लागले. वाटेर इजाकान आपल्या बापायक अब्रामाक म्हणलें, पाय आनी पायन विचारलें, कितें जाय पुता? पुतान म्हणलें, पळय, उजो आनी जोळो तर आमचे लागीं आसात, पूण येवन भेटोवंक मेंढरो खंय आसा? अब्रामान जाप दिलो, म्हज्या पुता, येवन भेटोवंक देव एक मेंढरो मेळोसो करतलो. मागीर दोगूय आपली उरलेली वाट तांकूंक लागले. देवान आपणाक दाखयलेले सुवातेर पावतच अब्रामान थंय एक वेदी तयार केली आनी ताचेर जोळो मांडलो. उपरांत ताणें आपल्या पुताक इजाकाक बांदलो आनी ताका वेदीचेर जोळवा वयर दवरलो.
Full stop. He bound Isaac
त्याने आयजेकाक बांदलो
and put him on the altar.
आनी ताका घातलो वेदीचेर.
The whole journey from verse 1 till verse 10, 11, we are seeing Isaac quietly following Abraham.
आता सगळ्या प्रवासान पळयता आमी पयले वळीनसान 10वे वळी पर्यंत आयजेक उगेपणान फाटलाग
He's
करता बापायचो.
questioning Abraham
तो प्रश्न घालता इब्राहिमाक
and he's trusting that the answer that Abraham is giving him is good enough.
आनी तो पाती येता जे कितें जबाब इब्राहिम ताका दिता तो बरो हा म्हणून
In that
जबाब.
entire verses that we have read, what we see is Isaac trusted his father.
आता या सगळ्या प्रवासान पळोवंक गेल्यार आयजेकान विश्वास दवरलो आपल्या बापायचेर, पाती येयलो तो
His
बापायचेर.
father has bound him.
तेजे बापायन ताका बांदलेलो आसा,
He's laid him on the sacrifice altar.
बलिदानाच्या वेदीचेर घातलेलो
And
हा.
yet he trusts his
आनी
father.
तरी लेगीत तो आपल्या बायचेर पाती येता.
Would you trust your God?
तू तुज्या देवाचेर पाती येतलो काय?
When you are going through those moments where you feel it is over, where you feel at times maybe even God himself is against you, but yet you say, I choose to trust God.
तू असले परिस्थितीन जेन्ना पास जाता तुका दिसता की देव पासून तुज्या विरुद्ध आसा, देव पासून तुज्या आड आसा, तू तरी लेगीत म्हणतो का देव हांव तुजेर पाती येता म्हणून.
Because let's be very honest, no matter how spiritual you are, sometimes we go through one problem after another, and after another, and then you realize, what is God doing about this?
कितली आमी आत्मिकायेची वयर आसूं आमी म्हणतो केन्ना आमी एका परिस्थितीन दुसऱ्या परिस्थितीन तिसऱ्या परिस्थितीन पासार जाता तेन्ना आमी म्हणटा देवाक
And
कितें तरी करता
especially when
तूं.
you see somebody else being blessed, you really wonder, does God really care about me?
आनी चड करून जेन्ना तूं पळयता आनीक कोण आशिर्वाद दिता तूं म्हणटा देवाक म्हाजें पडलेलें तरी हा.
And here Isaac, he's laid on that altar, and yet he's there saying, I trust my father.
आतां हांगासर आयजेक पळोवंक गेल्यार वेदीचेर आसा आनी तरी लेगीत तो म्हणटा हांव म्हाज्या बापायचे पाती येता.
You know, when you use that word trust means that deep assurance that you know that nothing will happen.
ती विश्वास जेन्ना म्हणटा पाती येप म्हणटा म्हटल्यार ती खोलायची खात्री तू जाणा की कांयच वायट जावची ना म्हणून.
Nothing will happen to destroy me.
कांयच जावची ना म्हाका नश्ट
That
करपाक.
God will definitely come for my rescue.
की देव येतलोच म्हाका साल्वार करपाक.
Yeah, Isaac is laid by his own father there.
आतां हांगासर आयजेकाक तेज्या बापायन थंयसर घातलेलो आसा वेदीचेर.
It says his father bound him.
अशें म्हटलें जे बापायन बांदलो तेका.
That means he did not resist his father.
म्हटल्यार तो विरोध करूंक ना तेणें बापायक
His
तेज्या.
father is somewhere maybe 99 he was born. So 120, 130 years old. Samko.
120 130 वर्साचो
He's an
आसलो
old
तेजो बापूय.
man.
जाणटो सामको म्हातारो.
And Isaac is a young, muscular, strong man.
आनी आयजेक जाय तरणाटो बळिश्ट भुरगो
He's the
आसलोलो.
one carrying the wood.
तो लाकूड घेवन आसलो, लाकूड
He's
घेवन
the
गेलो
one
तो.
who's taken the burden over him.
तेणे वजन आपल्याचेर घेतलेलें.
And as the father is tying his legs, he could have said, "Pai, kiden kotre tum phone mat bad sir, eh? Maka banta." He could have resisted him,
तेणे
right?
विरोध करूंक जातालो न्हू.
How many of us resist God? No?
कितली जाणां आमी देवाचो विरोध करता न्हू
When
अशी?
God wants to take you through through a process for your good, we tend to resist His ways.
जेन्ना देव आमच्याच बऱ्या खातीर आमकां प्रक्रियेंतल्यान पासर
When
करता
God
तेन्ना आमी
tells you,
विरोध करता
when
तेजो.
God tells you to do something, we say, no, that's not for me.
जेन्ना देव आमकां सांगता कितें कर म्हणटा म्हणटा ना ना तें म्हाका
How
न्हू.
many of us resist the ways of God?
कितलीं जाणां देवाची
Because we
वाट आसा ती
don't
नाका
like it.
कित्याक आमकां आवडना म्हणून.
Isaac could have resisted his father,
आयजेकान विरोध करूंक जातालो बापायचो,
but he chose to just yield.
पूण ताणें वेचून काडलें समोर पिवपाक.
Yield.
समोर पिवपाक
He just yielded to whatever Abraham was doing, do it.
तेणें समोर पिलें जें कितें इब्राहीम करूंक सोदता करूं नी.
I want to ask each one of us today,
हांव आमकां दर एकट्याक विचारूंक
would
सोदता,
we be people who yield? God, I can't understand. I don't know what you are doing, but I trust your process.
आमी असले लोक जी समोर पितान म्हणटा देवा म्हाका कांय समजना तूं कितें करता तें, पूण हांव विश्वासान पातयेता तुज्या प्रक्रियेचेर.
I trust your process.
हांव पातयेता तुज्या
You know,
प्रक्रियेचेर.
nowadays everybody wants to bypass the process of God.
हालीं पळोवंक गेल्यार सगळीं जाणां ते प्रोसेसान प्रक्रियेंतल्यान पासर जावंक सोदिना.
We don't want to go through what the clay goes in the hands of the potter.
जे कितें माती कुंभाराच्या हातीनसान पासर जाता न्हू तें आमी नाका, आमकां नाका ती
आमकां सगळें
प्रक्रिया.
फास्ट फूडा भाशेन फास्ट जाय. We just want the potter to take the clay and make a pot without putting it in fire.
आमकां जाय की कुंभारान सारकी माती घेतलेली आनी बुडकुलो केलेलो उज्यान घाली नासतना.
Does not want to bang, if you want to make a pot, you need to bang the clay.
बुडकुलो कोत्ता जाल्यार न्हू बरी मातयेचेर मुठी मारच्यो
And
पडटा.
then you need to pinch the clay wherever unwanted stuff is there, pinch it out.
आनी नाका असल्यो वस्ती चिमटे मारून भायर काडचे पडटा.
We don't want that process.
आमकां नाका ती प्रक्रिया.
That's why we want to run to every preacher who tells us there is no process.
त्या खातीर आमी सगळे प्रिचर्स अशी धांवंक सोदता जे म्हणटा
You
प्रक्रिया ना.
will be blessed straight away. You will get your victory.
तू सारको आशीर्वाद दिता तर रोखडीच तुका तुजी
But
जोयत
the
मेवतली.
truth of the matter is everybody experiences a process.
पूण सोत म्हटल्यार सगळे जाण प्रक्रियेंतल्यान पासर जाता.
A woman, when she's pregnant, she goes through her process.
एक वस्तुरी जेन्ना गोरवेस्त आसा ती आपल्या प्रक्रियेंतल्यान
A
पासर
child,
जाता.
when he is born, they go through their process.
जेन्ना भुरगो जल्मता तो आपल्या प्रक्रियेंतल्यान
Have you
पासर
seen a
जाता.
child coming out from a mother's womb and just jumping and walking and running?
पयलेलो असो भुरगो आपल्या आवयच्या कुसव्यानसान भायर सरतकच सारको उडकी मारून चलोंक लागता,
As soon
धांवंक
as the
लागता.
child comes out from the mother's womb, the child says, I want to eat meat.
जेन्ना भुरगो भायर सरता कुसव्यानसान तेन्ना असो म्हणटा काय तो हांव मांस खावंक सोदता
There is
म्हणून.
a process.
प्रक्रिया आसता.
You don't get into school straight to the 10th standard. You start from KG.
आमी स्कुलान सोमती 10वीक पावना, आमी केजीनसान सुरू करता.
You start somewhere
होयसान पुणी कॉमेस
and then
करता.
climb up. There is a
आनी
process.
थंयसरसान मागीर वयर चडटा ती प्रक्रिया
And in
आसता.
that process, we need to learn to trust our Father.
आनी त्या प्रक्रियेन आमी देहाचेर पातयेंक जाय, आमच्या बापायचेर
We
पातयेंक
need
जाय.
to yield to the ways of the Father.
आमी बापायचे वाटी कडेन आमकां
We
समर्पण
don't
जाय.
need to resist Him, but trust Him.
आम विरोध करपाची गरज ना, पूण पातयेंक जाय
We
तेचेर.
see Isaac trusting Abraham.
आम पळयता आयजेक इब्राहिमाचेर
The
पातयेतालो.
same way we are called to trust our Father.
तशेंच आमकां आपणेच आमकां आमी पातयेपाक
That no
बापाचेर.
matter what we are going through,
कित्यानसुनूय आमी पासर जाता
we
जाय
will
फुडें.
come out because we know He is our Father.
आमी भायर सरतलो कित्याक आमी जाणा तो आमचो बाप
You see,
म्हणून.
David in Psalm 23 could say, though I may walk through the valley. That means he's saying, I may go through my process, but I will come out.
दावीद पोंगे 23 जेन्ना तो म्हणटा हांव जायत कडे पासर जाय त्या वाळांसान तो म्हणटा की हांव पासर जातलो म्हज्या प्रक्रियेनसान, पूण भायर सरतलोच हांव.
Isaac yielded.
आयजेकान समोर पिलो.
He did not resist.
तेणे विरोध करूंक ना.
Even when he was tied
तेका बांदलेलो तेन्ना
was
लेगीत,
bound.
तेका बांदलेलो तेन्ना
and
लेगीत,
laid on that altar,
आनी त्या वेदीचेर तेका घातलेलो तेन्ना लेगीत
he lay still there.
तो थंय उगी रावलो.
Abraham is taking out the dagger,
एब्राहिमान काडलो तो सुरो
and Isaac can see.
आनी आयजेकाक दिश्टी पडटा.
Isaac तेणे chloroform दिवंक ना, anesthesia दिवंक ना. No?
आयजेकाक तेणे घुंगी दिवंक ना
Don't
आसलेली.
see, I had some issue with my elbow and I went to the physiotherapist.
म्हाका म्हाज्या कोपराचो कितें विशय आसलो म्हणून हांव फिजिओथेरपिस्टा कडेन गेलोलो.
And he did some needling. He took a needle and he had to release some kind of muscle tightness.
आनी तेणे सुई घेवन मसल टायटनेस सोडची पडली.
The moment I could hear the plastic bag, means he's removing the needle, I turned my head, closed my eyes and I said, now you do what you want to do. Because I couldn't bear to see it.
म्हाका जायना आसलें सोंसपाक पळोवपाक
Can you
तें.
imagine now Isaac, his father,
आतां पळय आयजेक
the
तेजो
dagger.
बापूय तेजो सुरो घेता
and Isaac is,
आनी आयजेक उगी रावला.
I don't know whether he laughed
हांव नको तो आसलो
whether
काय
he cried,
तो रडलो काय म्हणून
whether he screamed,
तो किचो मारूंक लागलो काय
whether
म्हणून
he questioned, Dada, do you really love me?
प्रश्न केलो काय म्हणून बापा तू माझो मोग कोत्ता
Do
काय
you really love
तू
me?
होरेच माझो मोग कोत्ता काय
I love you, Dada, you're killing me.
हांव तुजो कितलो मोग कोत्ता पळय बापा तू म्हाका मारता
But he's lying down still there.
पूण तो थंय उगी रावलो
Whatever the questions,
कितेंय प्रश्न आसूं
whatever the screaming,
कितेंय किचो मारूं
He's
बोवाळ
still
आसूं
lying down
तो
there.
थंय उगी आसा
how many of us would do that to our Father in heaven?
कितली जाण आमी अशें कोत्तले काय आमच्या सुरगीच्या बापा
Would
कडेन
we just say, when I tell people,
हांव जेन्ना लोकांक सांगता न्हू
rest,
विसोगे
rest in the Lord,
विसोगे देवा भितर
rest in the Lord.
विसोगे देवा
They
भितर
wonder, rest in the Lord. तू म्हाका prophecy दे रे बाबा. You give me prophecy that I'm going to leap over this hurdle and I'm going to climb my next step. And see, I see the sun rising upon you. And I see you going to a higher ground. And I see your promotion is coming. And you are now, right now, I can also see you are in a Mercedes Benz. Give me a prophecy.
म्हाका भाकणी दी रे म्हाका भाकणी दी
And you are telling me rest.
आनी तूं म्हाका सांगता विसोगे म्हणून
But how many of you know when you are resting, most of the work is done?
पूण कितली जाणां आमी जेन्ना जेन्ना विसोग येता तेन्ना काम चलता
How many
आमचें
of you
तेजेर
know that when your body is gone to sleep, there's so much of work happening on the inside?
जेन्ना आमची कूड न्हिदता तेन्ना जायतें काम आमच्या भितर चलता
How many of you know that when you are resting on your bed, your muscles are getting rejuvenated or re-energized
कितली
again?
जाणां आमी जाणा की आमी जेन्ना न्हिदता न्हू तेन्ना आमची कूड आसा ती परती
It's
नवेपण
in
येता
your
ताजेपण येता
resting phase that God can work the most.
तुजे विसोग येवपा वेळार देव जायतें काम करता
We need to learn to be people who lay still upon that altar.
आमी शिकोंक जाय असले लोक जावपाक जे सामके शांत रावता ते वेदीचेर
In Romans 12 he says, offer your bodies as a living sacrifice.
रोमकार चिठीन 12व्या विसरून अशें म्हटलेलें आसा तुमची कूड भेटोयात एक जिवो
This is
बलिदान
an
कसो
acceptable form of worship.
आनी हो जावन सापणावपा सारको
That means no
नमस्कार
matter what you are going through,
म्हणजे कित्यानसूनय तूं पासत जाता
just
जायत
lay
कडेन
yourselves upon the altar of the Lord.
तूं देहाच्या वेदीचेर तूं तुका आड पडूंक लाय
Because that is the place that God begins his mighty works.
कित्याक थंयसर देव आपले व्हडतें काम करता
Isaac lay still.
आयज एक उगेपणान रावलो
Even though
तो
he's bound,
Take a-
he is still.
तेका बांदलेलो आसून लेगीत तो उगी आसा थंयसर
When you look at that, when I'm not reading it because we've read everything. It says there, he lay down there. Abraham is with the dagger, about to offer him.
अशें म्हटलें आसा तो वेदीचेर आसलेलो आड आसलेलो आनी एब्राहिम सुरो भायर काडटा भेटोवन दिवपाक तेजी
And he's doing nothing.
आनी तो कांयच करिना पळय
In simple words,
सोप्या उतरांनी म्हटल्यार
whatever you think best, do it for me.
कितें बरें दिसता तें कर म्हाज्या पासत
Not my will,
म्हजी खुशी न्हय
your will.
तुजी खुशी जावं
Not the job I want,
म्हाका जाय तें काम न्हय
but the job that you want.
पूण
For me.
तुका जाय तें काम
I may not like that boss,
जाय तर म्हाका आवडना तो
but you
बॉस
want me there,
पूण तुका जाय न्हू हांव
I will stay there.
हांव रावतलो थंय
I may not have the money,
जाय तर म्हाजे कडेन पयशे
but you
नासत
want me to still give,
पूण तुका जाय न्हय दिलेलो
I'm going to give.
हांव दिता
Not my will,
म्हजी खुशी न्हय
but your will
पूण
be done.
तुजी खुशी जावं
Not my way,
माझी वाट
but
न्हय
your way be
पूण
done.
तुजी वाट
He's
जावं
lying on the altar, not resisting,
तो वेदीचेर आहा तो कांयच विरोध
not
करिनासतना
fighting,
झगड नासतना
not rebelling,
विरोध करिनासतना
just trusting that whatever his father is doing is for his good.
फक्त हे पातयेन करून की जे कितें तेजो बापूय करता ते तेज्या बऱ्या पासतच म्हणून
Many a times we have questions.
जायते फावटी आमकां प्रश्न
Why,
येता न्हू?
God, why?
कित्याक देवा कित्याक
When, God, when?
केन्ना देवा केन्ना
How, God, how?
कशें देवा कशें
But there comes a time in our life when we have no answer to any of these
पूण
questions.
वेळ येता आमच्या जिवितान आमकां कसल्याच प्रश्नाचो
And at
जबाब
that
आसना
time, we just need to trust God and know that everything will turn out for my good.
आनी त्या वेळार देहाचेर पातयेंक जाय जाणा जावन की सगलें म्हाज्या बऱ्या पासतच घडोवन येतलें
Isaac is laying there.
आयज एक थंय आड पडलेलो
Not
आसा
my will,
म्हजी खुशी न्हय
your will be done.
पूण तुजी खुशी
Now,
जावन
when he's removed the dagger out,
आतां जेन्ना तेणें सुरो भायर काडलो तो
what Abraham is saying now is
एब्राहिम कितें म्हणटा जाणा
blood has to touch it.
आतां रोगोत तेका
You
लागोंकूच
see,
जाय
the culture, the custom of that age was when the dagger was out from its place, it had to touch blood.
त्या वेळाची रीती रिवाज अशी आसलेली की जेन्ना सुरो भायर काडटा तेका रोगोत लागोंकूच
So
जाय
that
आसलेलें
means when Abraham takes out the dagger, what he's saying is Isaac's blood has to come upon it.
तर आतां एब्राहिम जेन्ना तो सुरो भायर काडटा म्हटल्यार आयजेकाच्या आतां रोगोत लागोंकूच जाय हेजेर
In simple words, Isaac is right now seeing, this is my end.
सोप्या उतरांनी पळोवंक गेल्यार आयजेक आतां पळयता म्हाजो शेवट हो
This is my end.
काबार
Kabar. Melo आता. मेलो गेलो पाय कितें कोत्ता हांव नको कित्याक म्हूण सुरी काडली तुवें आतां काडली न्हू आतां रोगोत घालचें पडलें कितें कोत्ता रे तूं कितें कोत्ता रे तूं हाव मेनी ऑफ यू वंडर समटायम्स विथ गॉड कितें कोत्ता रे तूं वॉट आर यू डुईंग गॉड
केन्ना केन्ना आमी चिंत्ताना कितें कोत्ता देवा
What are you doing?
कितें तरी कोत्ता
Why this God?
कित्याक देव अशें
You can see the end. You can actually see it. It's over.
तुका दिसता हरशी शेवट की काबार म्हणून
But I want to prophesy over you and say, till God says it's over, it's never over.
पूण हांव तुमचेर भाकणी करून सांगचो देव जेन्ना म्हणटा काबार म्हणून केन्नाच काबार आसना ते देवा
Because
पासत
when Isaac could see it's over, God began.
कित्याक जेन्ना आयजेकाक दिसलें ते काबार म्हणून देवान सुरू
I want to
केलेलें
tell you, when you see it's over, God will begin.
हांव तुका सांगचो ते जेन्ना तुका दिसता काबार म्हणून देव सुरू
But
करता
to
थंय
see that, you need to trust in the process of God.
पूण ते पळोवपाक तुवें देवाचे प्रक्रियेचेर
You
पातयेवंक
need
जाय
to trust in the ways of God.
देवाचे वाटेर पातयेवंक
You
जाय
need to yield to the ways of
तुवें
God.
समोर पळोवंक जाय तुका देवाचे
You
वाटेन
need to let God do what He has to do upon your
तुवें
life.
देवाक करूंक दिवंक जाय जे कितें तो करूंक सोदता तुज्या जिविताचेर
Isaac was bound by Abraham, and Isaac said, "Okay, bind me."
आयजेकाक इब्राहिमान बांदलो आनी आयजेकान म्हणलें बांद चल बांद
I don't know how Abraham carried him to the altar.
हांव न्हू इब्राहिमान कसो तेका घातलो तरी त्या वेदीचेर
I don't think Abraham carried him.
कित्याक इब्राहिमान घालूंकूच नासतलो
I believe
तेका
Isaac went on the altar on his own.
आयजेक स्वता गेलो आसतलो त्या
Because
वेदीचेर
that was prophetically speaking about Jesus,
कित्याक
right?
ते भासायतात जेजू विशीं न्हू
Jesus went on the cross on his own.
जेजू आपले खुशीन गेलो त्या
The
खुर्सार
same way, I believe, as Isaac was being bound, Isaac must have told Abraham, "Rav, तुका easy कोत्ता हांव वयर चोडटा तूं आतां म्हाका बांद." Isaac willingly gave it all.
आयजेक स्वताचे खुशेन गेलो तो
And if we want to see God work mightily in our life,
आनी आमी तर पळोवंक सोद देव अज्जापानी आमच्या
we
जिवितान
need to
काम
be
करपाक
willing to just let go so that God has His way upon us.
आमी तयार आसूंक जाय करपाक जे कितें देव सांगता तो कित्याक तेची खुशी जावपाक आमच्या
And do you
जिवितान
know what happens?
आनी तुमी जाण कितें जालें
When we
तें
read verses 12 and 13,
12 आनी 13 वळीन जेन्ना आमी वाचता
देवदूतान म्हणलें तुज्या भुरग्याचेर हात उखलूं नाका आनी ताका कांयच वायट करूं नाका कित्याक तूं देवाक खरेंच भियेताय म्हूण आतां म्हाका सारकें गमलें कारण तुज्या एकल्याच पुताक म्हाका भेटोवंक तूं फाटीं सरलो नाय तेन्ना अब्रामान आपली तोकली वयर काडली आनी फाटल्यान एका मेंढऱ्याक देखलो ताची शिंगां एका चिलकुटान शिरकोलेलीं म्हणटोच अब्रामान त्या मेंढऱ्याक धरलो आनी आपल्या पुताचे सुवातेर ताचो योद करून ओंपलो.
that means Isaac now is saying, "Hawe sutlo re haंव. I'm free. I was on the face of death.
सारको मोन्नाचे देगेर आसलो हांव
I was on the edge of the cliff.
सारको देगेर आसलो
I knew it was over for me.
हांव जाणाल खाबार म्हण म्हाज्या
But now
पासत
see, suddenly some things have happened.
पूण पळय आतां अकस्मात कितें जालें तें
Suddenly the Lord has worked.
अकस्मात देवान काम केलें पळय
Suddenly out of nowhere a ram comes.
अकस्मात ना थंयसरलो एक मेंढरो येयलो.
Suddenly out of nowhere a voice is heard. Wait!
अकस्मात नासलेलो खंयचो ताळो आयकूंक येयलो.
Wait!
राव
Don't kill him. Wait!
मारी नाका तेका राव
Suddenly.
अकस्मात
I want to tell you, when you yield to the Lord,
हांव तुका सांगू जेन्ना तूं देवा कडेन समोर
when you
दिता
begin to let go and let God have His way in
जेन्ना
you,
तूं देवाक खुशी देवाची खुशी
and you are
करून
going
दिता
through your
आतां
process,
तूं तुज्या प्रक्रियेन पास जाता
sometimes you will feel tired in your process.
केन्ना केन्ना तूं थोकतलो तुज्या प्रक्रियेन
Sometimes you will feel it's too much to take.
केन्ना केन्ना तुका दिसता जायना म्हाजे कडेन
Sometimes you
सोंसपाक
feel like giving up.
केन्ना केन्ना दिसता सोडून दिवं कशें
Sometimes you will feel like questioning.
केन्ना केन्ना दिसता प्रश्न घालूं कसो
But if you yield,
पूण तूं तर समोर
if
पिता
you yield to the Lord,
तूं समोर पिता देवा
you will
कडेन
begin to see suddenly,
तूं पळय तो
suddenly,
अकस्मात
God will begin to deliver you.
देव तुका सुटका दितलो
God will begin to speak to you.
देव उलयतलो तुजे
God will
कडेन
begin to provide for you.
देव तुका फाव करून
God will
दितलो
begin to supernaturally manifest Himself to you.
देव विजमीताने आपूण कोण तो तुका दाखयतलो
Suddenly.
अकस्मात
You know, we all talk about Isaac sowed and reaped, right?
आमी सगळी जाण उलयतना आयजेकान रोयले आनी ताणें उत्पन्न पयलें
In Genesis chapter 26, verse 12 and 13, we see the amazing story of Isaac. Read.
उत्पत्ती 26 पळोवंक गेले आमी 12 वळीन
उपरांत इजाकान त्या देसांत ओपलें आनी ताका त्याच वर्सा 100 पोटी पीक मेळ्ळें आनी सर्वेस्परान ताका आशिर्वाद दिलो. तो गिरेस्त जावंक लागलो आनी ताची उदरगत जायत रावली आनी शेकी तो व्हड सिरिमोंत जालो.
Genesis 26, 12 and 13. I can't see it on the screen. So it says there, on that same year,
अशें म्हटलें त्याच वर्सा
it says, Isaac sowed
आयजेकान रोयले
and he reaped.
आनी तेणें उत्पन्न पळयलें.
But let me remind you,
पूण उगडास करूंक सोदता
this
हांव.
was the time of famine.
हो दुखवाचो वेळ
It
आसलेलो.
says, in the time of famine,
अशें म्हटलें दुखवाच्या
Isaac
वेळार
sowed in that
आयजेकान
land
रोयले ते
and
जमनीर
reaped in the same year.
आनी त्याच वर्सा तेणें पीक पळयली.
Around him, nobody was reaping.
तेजे सोडभोवतून कोणूच पीक पळयनासलेलो.
Around him, nobody was reaping, only Isaac.
तेजे सोडभोवतून कोणूच पीक पळयना फक्त आयजेक.
And it says further,
आनी हय म्हटलेलें आसा
the same year, 100-fold.
100 फावटीन.
Oh, that's good.
पळय कितलें व्हड तें न्हू.
100-fold.
100 फावटीन.
In famine, to get 100-fold is not a joke.
दुकोळान 100 फावटीन पळोवप फोकाण न्हय.
Today, the whole world is talking about recession.
आयज संवसाराक रिसेशना विशीं
The whole
उलयता.
world is talking about wars.
संवसाराक झुजा विशीं
But I want to
उलयता.
tell you, whatever the world story is,
पूण हांव तुका सांगता कितेंय संवसाराची काणी आसूं.
if you begin to follow the principles of God, you will begin to experience 100-fold in your life.
तूं देवाचो नेम पाळटा तूं पळयतो 100 फावटीन तुज्या
We
जिवितांत.
don't follow the story of the world, we follow the story that God's writing in our life.
आमी संवसाराची काणयेचो पाठलाग करून देव जी काणी आमच्या जिवितांत पळय त्या काणयेचो आमी पाठलाग
And it says
करता.
the Lord blessed him.
आनी अशें म्हणलें देवान आशिर्वाद
Come on,
घातलो
that's
तेचेर.
blessing when God blesses you.
जेन्ना देव तुजेर बेसांव घालता तें खरें बेसांव जावन
When
आसा.
you are looking to man to bless you, remember, man will bless you and also curse you.
जेन्ना मनीस तुजेर बेसांव घालता म्हण तूं रावता आनी मनीस बेसांव घालता आनी शिरापतलोय तुका.
Man will help you today and then tomorrow ask you back for that help. from
मनीस
that
तुका
help.
आज आदार दितलो आनी मागीर फाल्यां तेच मागतलो तुजे
They will
कडच्यान.
bless you and they will say, हांवें तेका वयर काडला रे. तो कांय नासलो, हांवें केला तेका, हांवें. But when God blesses you, everybody else's mouth is shut.
पूण जेन्ना देव बेसांव घाल सगळ्याचें तोंड बंद करता तो.
No one can take the credit when God blesses you.
कोणूच घेवंक शकना तो क्रेडीट जेन्ना देव
It
तुजेर
says,
बेसांव घालता.
the Lord blessed him.
अशें म्हटलें आसा
And
देवान
then look
बेसांव घातलें.
further.
आनी पळय मुखार.
And the man became rich.
आनी तो मनीस गिरेस्त जालो.
He became rich.
आयज गिरेस्त जालो.
पायचें घेवन न्हू, he became rich.
तो गिरेस्त जालो.
Became rich.
गिरेस्त जालो.
Became rich.
गिरेस्त
A
जालो.
process.
प्रक्रिया.
Then he goes on further and says, okay, became rich and gained more and more.
आनी आनीक मेवत रावले तेका.
Look to somebody you next to you and say more and more.
तुजे कुशी कोणाकूय पळोवन म्हण आनीक
More and
जायते.
more. Until he became very wealthy.
इतको की सामको गिरेस्त जालो तो.
He became rich,
तो गिरेस्त जालो.
more and more,
आनीक
until he became very wealthy.
इतके की सामको दोनी जालो तो.
We are looking at Genesis 26 verse 12 and 13 and getting excited. Right?
आमी उत्पत्तीन 26व्या वर्सावरून पण सारकी उर्बेवन जाता न्हू.
God will make me rich.
हा देव म्हाका गिरेस्त करतलो.
God will bless me
देव म्हाजे बेसांव घालतलो.
more and more
आनीक
until I become very rich.
हांव सामको गिरेस्त जावशेर.
But before Genesis 26, you have to go to Genesis 22.
पूण 26व्या वर्सावरून वयच्या आदी आमी 22व्या वर्सावरून
You
आसोंक
cannot
जाय.
experience 26 without 22.
26व्या वर्सावर आमी अनुभवूंक शकना 22व्या
The
वर्सावर
22 was the
अनुभवल्याशिवाय.
process of Isaac.
22व्या वर्सावर प्रक्रिया आसलेली
26
आयजेकाची.
is the fruit of that process.
आणि 26व्या वर्सावर ते फळ असले
Come
प्रक्रियेचे.
on. Don't bypass God.
पळय ती वाट सोडून
Don't go for
वचनाका.
shortcuts.
शॉर्टकटान वचनाका.
Nowadays, I'm feeling very bored to cook food. Shawarma is there. Hello, Swiggy. We follow so much of shortcuts
आमी
nowadays.
जायते शॉर्टकट्स सोदता न्हू.
But don't bypass God's process.
पूण देवाचे प्रक्रियेक बायपास करिनाका.
Because when your time comes to be blessed, nobody can rob it from you.
कित्याक जेन्ना तुजो वेळ येता न्हू आशिर्वादीत जावपाचो कोणूच ते चोरूंक शकना तुजे
Isaac
कडच्यान.
experienced Genesis 26 because of Genesis 22.
आयजेकान 26व्या वर्सावर अनुभवलो कित्याक 22व्या वर्सावराक लागून
Because he
उत्पत्तीचो.
yielded to his father.
कित्याक तेणे समर्पिलो आपल्या बापाय
He
कडेन.
submitted himself.
तेणे आपल्याक समर्पिलो.
He let his father do what he wants
तेणे
upon
आपल्या
him.
बापायक करूंक दिली जाय ते तो करूंक सोदता
His
ते.
father was about to sacrifice him and yet he laid there at that table.
तेजो बापूय तेजो बलिदान दिवंक सोदता तरी लेगीत तो मेजार रावलो
He
थंयसर
trusted
बेदीचेर.
the process of his father.
तो पातयेलो आपल्या बापायच्या
Today I
प्रक्रियेचेर.
want to encourage you.
आयज हांव तुमकां उर्बेवन करूंक
You
सोदता.
know, God wants to do amazing in your
देव
life.
अजापाचें काम करूंक सोदता तुजे
He
जिवितांत.
wants to bless you amazingly.
तो अजापान तुजेर बेसांव घालूंक
The
सोदता.
days that are coming for you
जे दीस येवपाचे तुजे
is
जिवितांत
going to be amazingly great.
ते अजापान व्हडते आसतले.
But before you can see that,
पूण ते पळोवच्या आदीं
you need to trust God in the process now.
तूं देवाचेर पातयेंक जाय आतां प्रक्रियेन.
Don't question Him.
प्रश्न घाल नाका,
Don't resist him.
विरोध करू नाका,
Don't fight him.
झगड नाका.
Let him lead you.
तेणे तुका चलोवनी,
Let him direct your
तेणे
path.
तुका दिशा
And
दाखोवनी.
as you yield to him,
आणि जशी तू समर्पिता तेजे
he
कडेन,
will definitely not disappoint you.
तो खात्रेन तुका निराशे करचेच
And
ना.
in due season,
आणि सारख्या वेळार,
in due season,
योग्य वेळार,
in due season,
सारख्या वेळार
you will begin to see in famine,
तू पळयतलो दुखोळा नासतना
you will be blessed.
तू आशीर्वादित जातलो.
That you will become blessed.
तू बेसा आशीर्वादित जातलो
Abundantly.
सुभामपणान.
When you open to Psalms chapter 1,
स्तोत्र पहिल्या स्तोत्रान पळोवंक गेल्यार,
it says there in Psalm 1,
पहिल्या
it
स्तोत्रान
says, okay, it says in verse 3,
तिसरे
he's
बोल.
like a tree. That means a man, okay, who delights in the law of the Lord and meditates on his law day and night. Such a man is like a tree planted by the streams of water that yields its fruit in its
जो
season.
आपल्या तेंपार आपले फळ उत्पन्न करता,
In its season.
तेजे तेंपार,
In its season.
तेज्या तेंपार,
In its season.
तेज्या तेंपार.
You're not going to see it now. When your season comes, nobody will be able to take that fruit from you.
आता तू पोवची ना, पूण जेन्ना तुजो तेंप येता तेन्ना कोणूच ते फळ व्हरोंक
There
शकची ना
is a
तुजे कडच्यान.
set time.
वेळ थारायलेलो आसा,
A set time.
थारायलेलो वेळ
When a
आसा.
child, when a woman is pregnant,
जेन्ना बायल गर्विस्त
there
आसता,
is a set time.
थारायलेलो वेळ
A
आसता,
set time
योग्य वेळ
to see what is inside come out.
पोवपाक जे कितें भितर आसा ते भायर सरता ते.
It cannot happen before time.
वेळा आधी जावंक शकना ते.
Premature
प्रीमॅच्युअर
is dangerous.
ते सारखी गंभीर जावन
It's
आसा,
risky.
रिस्की जावन आसा.
God has a set time.
देवान थारायलेलो वेळ
In your
आसा,
season,
तुज्या
you
तेंपार
are going to see it come to
तू
pass.
पळय तो घडोवन येता ते.
Till that season
तो
comes,
तेंप येय पर्यंत
trust God in the process.
देहाचेर पातयेन राव तुजे प्रक्रियेन.
You know, it's very uncomfortable.
बुजवणेचें न्हू तें.
You know, when times are hard, it's very difficult.
जेन्ना वेळ कठीण आसतना खूब कठीण जाता तें.
When you cannot understand what's happening, why it's happening.
जेन्ना तुका समजना कित्याक जाता, कशें जाता.
Sometimes even our faith is challenged.
केन्ना केन्ना आमच्या भावार्थाक लेगीत चॅलेंज जाता.
And then we get such false preachers that come and say, you don't have to go through all this.
आनी असले फास्ट पाकणार ते म्हणटा, हा हितूनच्यान पास जावपाची गरज ना.
God wants to bless you now.
देव तुजेर आत्तां बेसांव घालूंक सोदता.
Yes, I believe that.
हय हांव सोत
Even in
मानता.
my process, I am blessed.
माझ्या प्रक्रियेन लेगीत हांव आशीर्वादीत
I may
जाता.
go through the wilderness, but even in my wilderness, I am blessed.
जायत गोरा ओरण्यानसान पासत जायत, पूण ओरण्यान लेगीत हांव आशीर्वादीत
But there's
आसतलो.
greater blessings to come.
पूण व्हडतें बेसांव येवपाचें आसा.
There's more to come.
जायतें येवपाचें आसा.
And God is preparing me for the more to come.
आनी देव म्हाका तयार करता ते जायत्या पासत.
Genesis 26, Isaac experienced his blessings
उत्पत्तीन 26व्या वर्सान आयझॅकान आपले बेसांव
because he
अणभवले.
was a man who yielded,
कित्याक तो असलो मनीस आसलो जेणे समोर पिलेले,
yielded,
समोर पिलेले,
yielded.
समोर पिलेले.
I want to ask you today,
हांव तुमकां विचारूंक सोदता आयज,
would you yield to the Lord?
तूं समोर पितलो काय देवा
Would you
कडेन?
just say God? Because at the end, He is our heavenly Father.
कित्याक शेवटाक तो आमचो स्वर्गीचो बाप न्हू.
He is a Father who cares for
तो
us.
आमचो बाप, ताका पर्वा आसा आमची.
He is a Father who disciplines us.
तो आमकां शिस्तीर हाडपी बाप.
He is a Father who's interested in our good.
ताका आमचे बरें पडलेले आसा.
Are we going to yield to Him and say, God,
आमी समोर पितले काय आनी म्हणटले,
I
देवा
trust you in my
हांव
process?
तुजेर पातयेता येता म्हजे
I want
प्रक्रियेन.
you to rise right now.
आमी उबी रावया ह्या वेळार.
I'm speaking to some of you who are going through your process.
हांव थोड्या जाणां कडेन उलयता जे आपले प्रक्रियेनसान पासार जाता.
Maybe you cannot understand why you're facing these problems.
जायत तुका समजना कित्याक तूं हितूनसान पासार जाता
Maybe
तें.
you're going through health problems.
जायत भलायकेच्या बाबतीन झुजता
Maybe you're
तूं.
going through family problems.
जायत फॅमिलीच्या बाबतीन झुजता
Maybe you're
तूं.
going through relationship issues.
जायत संबंधाच्या बाबतीन झुजता
Maybe you're
तूं.
going through financial crisis.
जायत पोशाच्या आकांतानसान तूं पासार जाता.
Or maybe there's struggles on the inside.
ओ भितर सामकी झुजता तूं.
Maybe in your mind you're struggling.
जायत तुजे मोतीन झुजता तूं.
Emotionally you're struggling.
भावनांनी झुजता तूं.
I want you right now to open up your hearts to the Lord and say, God,
म्हाका जाय तुमी तुमचे काळीज ह्या वेळार देवाक ते कोण म्हटले, देवा
I yield to you.
हांव तुकाडे समोर पिता.
I yield to you,
हांव
God.
समोर पिता म्हाका
I
तुकाडे.
cannot understand what I'm facing.
म्हाका कांय समजन जें कितें जावं फुडो
I
करता
cannot
तें.
understand what you are doing.
म्हाका समजना हरेच तूं कितें करता तो.
I cannot understand how I'll come out of it.
म्हाका हरेच समजन कशें हांव भायर सरतलो तो हितूंतलो.
But I want to say, I yield to you.
पूण हांव म्हणटा तें हांव तुजे कडेन समोर पिता.
I yield to you.
हांव म्हाका तुकाडे समोर पिता.
I surrender.
हांव समोर पिता बापा.
Come on, just lift your hands up to Him and say, I give it all to you,
तू तुझे
Jesus.
हात वयर उबारून सांग तेका जेजू हांव सगळें तुजे कडेन
I
दिता
give it all to you, Jesus.
सगळें तुजे कडेन दिता
Even in the pain,
दुखान लेगीत
I give it to you.
हांव तुकाडे दिता
I know my Genesis 26 will come.
हांव जाणा उत्पत्तीचो 26 वर्सान म्हाज्या जिवितान घडोवन येतलो
I know that I will see, even in famine, I will see your blessings.
हांव जाणा दुखोळान लेगीत हांव तुजे बेसांव पळयतलो
But for the now,
पूण आतां पासत
I yield to you
हांव तुकाडे समर्पिता
and I trust in your
आनी
process.
तुजे प्रक्रियेचेर पातयेता
Thank you, God.
दिन वाजता तुका बापा
Thank you,
दिन
Jesus.
वाजता तुका जेजू
In Jesus' name.
जेजूच्याच नांवान आमी मागता
Amen.
Amen.
Come on, give Him a shout of praise. Amen. Yep, so as I said, on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that is second, third, fourth, we are having worship here. 3 दिसाचे मागणे आसतले. Yep, if you're free, join us. I'm sure you will be blessed. Yep, and Wednesday is our Bible study at 6:30. 6:30 सांचे Wednesday in our Bible study आसतले. Yep, so take care, stay safe, stay blessed, and don't forget to be a blessing. Yep, कोणाकी मागण्याची गरज आसा मुखार येयात.